I can't build up to rage yet because I'm still speechless, but it will be rage soon.
I'm speechless. This is what you see right now is how I've been sitting. I have the game right here. I've been sitting here for about 5 minutes just like this. I don't know what the hell just happened other than horribleness. Poor execution, sloppiness. Talk about just blowing the series in about a 3
blew
minute
the whole
span.
thing. Yeah.
3 minute
That,
span.
I'm
Goodbye.
gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm going 9
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, I know. I know it's started to unravel further back than that, but they still had their opportunities and they beat themselves tonight. I mean, listen, I have to give the Bucks credit. They took the role of the Celtics and they clawed back into this game multiple occasions. The Celtics could not put them away. And that's what we saw that kind of the Celtics do to the Bucks earlier in this series. But the Celtics beat themselves in those final minutes. Turnovers, no execution. Again, slowing it down, playing the clock. And here we are, down 3-2, going to Milwaukee. Just a complete flip of the series.
Yeah.
Just like that. Just like that. Like I just can't, I guess. If you're hoping that we're going to talk Celtics fans off the ledge tonight, it's not going to happen. It's not the show. I don't know when Bobby Manning's going to get here, but I can't imagine he's going to be Mr. Glass half full either after this one.
Yeah.
Tough all the way around. I mean, you got the miss. You got the Giannis miss that you were all praying for, that you knew that there was a chance was going to happen, and you let Bobby freaking Portis bully you around down there under the hoop and put it back up. Puts Marcus Smart on his ass. Smart and Brown run into each other. I mean, guys, it's fundamentals. Grab a rebound off a missed free throw. It wasn't even Brook Lopez. And you just give it back to him. Or it's Holiday, dominating Smart there down the stretch. I mean, man, that was tough to watch. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. It looked like the roles had been reversed on those last couple of plays there. I'll say that. Marcus Smart maybe trying to do a little too much. He had a great game going up until the last few minutes. Gave them what they needed. Did the Marcus Smart things that everyone likes to cheer all about. And then got a little carried away. Got a little too carried away. Got a little too sloppy.
A little cute.
Couldn't even get shots off. Couldn't even give yourself an opportunity to take the lead or to tie the game.
Yeah, so I mean, everything just slowed down. That was what killed them. Is they had a 14-point lead. They acted like they had a 25-point lead, and they walked it up the court, and they got out of their offense, and they just let Milwaukee chip back in. We're not even going to get. I mean, you can dissect the late game execution. I mean, I know people are going to kill Smart for the last couple of possessions. Look, the final one was he needed to get that ball out to somebody so he could get it to a player who was going to get a shot. I know he was trying to be aggressive on Holiday, and Holiday made two phenomenal plays there.
Holiday's that guy. Yeah.
I'm not going to kill him because Smart, we got on him. We not got him. Last game, when they needed buckets and everybody went ice cold, Smart took it on himself, got into the paint, posted up guys, and got two critical baskets without which I don't know if they win. But the live ball turnover, the sloppy turnover earlier, a few possessions.
Well, why does that have to do with it tonight, John? What the hell is that?
Wow, you just came booming through.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Well, what I was saying was, what the hell?
No, what I'm saying is those were. I mean, the drive was a good basketball play, and the other guy made a better basketball play. But before that, a couple plays earlier, Smart just drove the lane and just friggin' lost it off his leg. That was bad. They had bad turnovers throughout. The offensive rebounding was freaking atrocious. And again, at the end of the day, Smart's going to be part of 4 or 5 critical plays late that killed them. It's just impossible to avoid it. So I know he's going to be the poster child of this loss. I don't get how you go. I mean, Jaylen Brown absolutely. But look, Jaylen and Smart saved them in the third quarter. I don't know how you went again. That when as soon as Milwaukee went small, Tatum was able to get to the rim, and he didn't touch the ball late in the game. Jaylen Brown didn't touch the ball late in the game. I'm just confused what happened here, like why they made the choices that they made. And also, I know Ime's quick to call timeouts when the defense stuff's happening. They're late on switches. They're allowing open threes, whatever's going on there. And he'll call a timeout and he'll yell. How do you allow that 9 minutes of that offense in the fourth quarter? Timeout. Stop walking the ball up the court. Next person who walks the ball up the court is gone. Stop it. You're killing us. Stop it. Press. It doesn't mean take shots early in the clock, but don't walk it up the court and let Milwaukee settle into their half-court defense. My goodness. I mean, I just don't get it.
That's what it was.
The offensive rebounds just, I mean, brutal. But anyway, again, that's what killed him, and that's the Rob thing. And again, I know, like, if they won, we'd come in here and you'd have Bobby celebrating Daniel Tice's 11 minutes. No, what Rob Williams not being in there is a reason Milwaukee has 17 offensive rebounds on this night, and that's what killed you in this game. That's what killed you the whole game. Last 9 minutes is what lost you the game. Yeah, it's just awful.
Yeah, I mean, the Rob thing is a whole nother story. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I mean, that I honestly don't even have that in me tonight. I don't think. Maybe at the end we can talk about Rob not playing again and what the hell that's all about. But you're right. I mean, the Bucks, we know going into this game, into this series, that the Bucks are big. They're physical. They're gonna bang around down low. They're gonna push you around. They're gonna do their best, and they did that in the end of this game without Rob in there. Listen, Tice, give him credit for what he did in the offensive end, scoring and whatnot, but he's not big enough. He can barely get off the floor, to be completely honest.
He's not. Grayson Allen's going up and over him, he cannot do anything out there.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate, to say the least. But John, they when they get a lead late in games, it's almost like they stop everything that got them that lead. They stopped playing the way they were playing. They stopped being aggressive. I mean, what happened to Jaylen Brown? This guy was on absolute fire in the third quarter. You couldn't be stopped. I think he had something to do with 25 out of the 32 points I think I saw on the broadcast, whether it was a point or an assist to a point. So what happened to that attitude, that mentality that let's put these guys away. Let's close this thing out. Let's just do what we have to do and shut this Bucks team down. Let's stop Giannis any way we can. If we have to put him on the line, fine. We'll put him to the damn line. And we'll get the rebound when he misses. It's really not that hard. Or it shouldn't be, I should say. It shouldn't be that hard for an NBA player or a team of NBA players to execute like that down the stretch. And again, this goes back. We're going to be talking about, depending on how this series ends, and I'm not saying it's over because we know the Celtics can win in Milwaukee and anything can happen in Game 7. But we also know what the percentages are now and that the odds are stacked against them and blah, blah, blah. If this series does end in the Bucks' favor, this will be one of the ultimate, blown chances. This goes beyond what happened against the Heat in the bubble. This is a series that you had every opportunity to win. And tonight was a classic example of that. Middleton's still out of this damn series. I don't know if he's coming back or what the deal is. But you got a gift. You got a gift. Take the gift. Don't give it back. And that's what they did. They gave it right back. They just, opportunity was there and they just didn't execute. And here we are. There's a number of we're going live like immediately after this game. We're gonna get a chance to look back at a number of plays in that fourth quarter and wonder what the hell was going through their minds. I don't know how much of the blame is to Ime. I don't know how much of the blame is to just the players not doing what Ime is telling them. I mean, they had a free timeout even before that before that Giannis miss to go over things and to get a play drawn up and to, I don't know. It's just disappointing. That's the only word. I mean, I can't even keep up with the comments. I imagine there's a lot of anger. They're coming fast here. Imagine there's a lot of people that couldn't even, I can't hear you, John. I imagine there's a lot of people that didn't even want to jump on the show tonight because they're so discouraged with how things went. Are you talking? I can't hear you. I don't know if other people can. But maybe you want to dip out and come back in. So again, quick recap. Celtics fall to the Milwaukee Bucks here, 110-107. The Celtics led by as many as 14 points. in the fourth quarter. I know I'm not a math guy, but I can tell you that that's not a lead that you typically would give up. John, are you trying again or no? Okay, he's still not there. It's typically not a lead that you give up in the fourth quarter. As you can see in the stat line here, 51% field goal percentage Celtics from the field. Light years better than Milwaukee, 43.5. I mean, again, this was a game that the Celtics had their hand in. I mean, from start to finish, really, if you think about it, they had, the Bucks take their first lead from the second quarter in the last few seconds of this game, and it's just unfortunate because the Celtics were in control from the get-go. They had the fans on their side. They had Tatum, even with Tatum not playing as efficient as you'd like him to see in that first quarter, he goes for 30 plus points in this game. And Jaylen Brown comes through, does his thing in the third quarter, and you've got your two leaders who've been leading the way in the playoffs here for quite a while now. And all of a sudden, the execution stops. I'm not pinning things on Marcus Smart. There were a couple of huge turnovers there at the end that, could have gone a lot better. Let's put it that way. Marcus Smart on that one where the ball went out of bounds on him, he got the inbounds. He saw a lane baseline and he went with it. I'm not going to fault him for that. It looked like there was some miscommunication. Marcus Smart's pointing to something after the ball goes out of bounds. And I see John in the studio here trying to get in. I'm not sure if he's still having trouble. But then that goes off Smart. Holiday recovers. I mean, Holiday, an absolute beast in his own right on the defensive end. A lot of people think he's one of, if not the best defensive guard in the NBA. So you really do have John. John is in the room, but he's not talking, and he's not. Dude, you're leaving me out to dry here, man. This is crazy. So little solo show. We're gonna keep going. I'd like to pull up some stats, and I will do that right now. Just going to go down the matchups here. Some of the, we talked about the field goal.
I got you. This is great. This is going to go great.
You're back.
Yeah, we got this the rest of the way. No problems.
That was tough, dude. I mean, after what just happened in that game, you made me just kind of go solo like that.
I know.
I felt like Ted Sarandis. I don't know if there's any local.
Oh God.
Local, WEI back in the day. Just Ted Nation. But just please don't do that again. I was about to just rifle through comparing Celtics stats to Bucks stats. I mean, rebounds, Bucks 49, Celtics 36. Offensive rebounds, 17-5. We talked about the issues that they had with Rob out and with
Jimmy. You were better in the clutch than the Celtics were. Okay, I'll tell you that. Okay.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then second chance points for the Bucks, 20-13. These are just the things. These are the 50-50 things that you talk about. That's what you need to do to win games. And again, the opportunities were just a plethora, if you will, of opportunities for the Celtics. Some people like to use that word in two different ways, but
no, only good people. There's only one good right way. It was the second one.
You can hear the second way.
Yeah, Jefe, do you even know what a plethora is? And that is an old movie reference that first person who gets it gets the first piece of merch that we put out for the Garden Report, and it's coming soon. Somebody give it to me.
It better not be hard hats. I'm putting hard hats all aside. No hard hats are coming out after tonight's performance. If you're wearing one, take it off. You only put the hard hat on when you work a complete shift, and the Celtics did not do that tonight. The hard hat comes off. You got to earn those things. So
who's got it? Oh, somebody's got it. Two people had it.
What is it? Oh, Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
Cool. So John, I mean, where are you at right now? Like where?
Furious.
Yeah.
I'm just mad, man.
I know. I mean,
I'm saving the rage for later for the other guys because I just want to yell at Bobby.
Well, we all do, really.
Right, because it's not right.
Therapeutic.
I don't want to yell at you. I want to yell at Bobby, right? Because it's therapeutic. It's therapeutic. Someone says my mic is glitching. This sucks.
Please just with your stupid mics, dude. You know what else is therapeutic is calm, but we'll get to that.
Jimmy, I'm going to leave you alone again if my mic is glitching. I know it's hard.
It's not hard. It's just like I'm talking to, go ahead. Get out of here.
I don't know.
Get out of here.
People are upset at me, so I'm gonna have to leave again. Bye. Do it, Jimmy. Tell them what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just repeat myself. I mean, I think we're all pretty discouraged with how this game finished. Looking ahead to Milwaukee, we already know that they can win in Milwaukee. So I'm not sitting here saying the series is over. I am sitting here saying a performance like tonight can really, obviously, numbers aside, completely sway the series. The Bucks have all the momentum now going back. And the Celtics, if they had won the way that they were planning on or supposed to win tonight, this is a game they go into Milwaukee with their heads held high. They go in with all the confidence in the world. They just won there, and they come back. And I had Celtics in 6 before the series started. I looked like a genius. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. John, are you back?
Am I?
Yeah, you are back. Okay.
All right.
But anyway, John, I'm talking. Listen, I know we're going to get mad. I'm not sitting here right now saying the series is over. I'm not going to say that. Because based on what I've seen in the series, the Celtics have had the opportunity. And yes, they've blown a couple. But they've had the opportunity to win every single game. I mean, this could have been a freaking sweep for the Celtics. That's, how close they were, how well they've played in a couple of these games. It's just they're not executing when it matters most. Aside from game 1, throw game 1 away because that was a game where they played horribly, but they still were in it. But the way they played in Milwaukee in game 4 and the way they played tonight minus the last few minutes, I still have, hope that they can toughen up, and do what they have to do to get back to Boston. And if they get back to Boston for a game 7, I mean, they're the favorite in that game easily. If you're Vegas, you're making them the favorite. Maybe it could be 4 points, something like that. And you have every reason to win that game. So,
but everything is on them. Like
that's the thing. They're beating themselves. Like this is
right now. Yes, Milwaukee made plays, no question about it. Jrue made plays. Giannis hit a 3. They're the ones grabbing offensive rebounds. The amount of times the Celtics, you thought you were going to survive these, and they drive you crazy through the course of the game. But when you harp on them during a win, it seems ridiculous. But the amount of friggin' complaining that these guys did, not getting calls on one end that allowed open threes going back the other way, and Tatum does it a ton, Grant does it a ton, drives me bananas. Half of the Ime timeouts are literally to tell them to shut the F up, okay? He did it twice in this game. Guys, stop it. It's insane to me what it is. Like, what drives me most nuts about this team, and I'm starting to build up to my frigging rant and my anger, is...
Well, here you go, John. There's a tweet that Keith Smith just tweeted. Rewatching the fourth quarter, the Celtics gave up at least 4 3-pointers because someone, usually Tatum, Brown, or Grant, was barking at the refs and didn't get back on defense.
There was a ton of them. Okay,
thank you to my buddy Dan who sent me that tweet.
I tweeted one of them, and I watched another, and it drives me nuts. But
texted us about one too. Yeah.
Yes, and I texted you about another. I'm losing my mind watching it. The offensive rebounds are frustrating, but that's and again, I get it. NBA players are too cool to box out. They just kind of put their hand out and feel for somebody, and whatever happens, happens. But they're getting killed on the boards there, and that's frustrating as hell. But this other stuff is nuts. But it's a part of a bigger picture, which is there is a formula for winning. And when they do it, they literally win almost every freaking time. And there's a formula for losing. And when they do that, they lose all the time. So I don't get why the fourth quarter game plan is let's do all that shit that causes us to lose games.
Yeah. Okay? Let's complain, because when we complain, that's definitely always worked. It's never worked. Sorry if I'm yelling, but it's literally never worked. Every time you bitch and moan to the referees,
let's complain.
It makes it worse for you.
Let's walk the ball up the court. Let's go ISO. Let's take it out of the hands of the people who are scoring. Right.
Let's ball, and then let's get back slowly.
Let's not box out. Let's do everything wrong. Everything. And they did it. And you're watching it and you're like, all right, they're still probably going to win this, but I'm losing my mind watching this. And it happened, and they deserve to lose. Nobody wants them to. We're not happy they lost, but it was the whole fourth quarter was freaking infuriating, and they did it to themselves, and they've done it before. And when we talk about this team and like how good they are and how good they've played and like, why can't you get on board, John? It's because when they can revert to this not at any moment. They mostly got it past them, but when they do, against a team like this happens, and you lose possibly the entire freaking series and a shot at a title because you decided to friggin' whine about stuff and to not get back on defense and to just play slow and play ISO and we got this. It's just, it makes me want to rip my eyeballs out because, again, they're playing for something so much bigger here. This literally might have been a trip to the freaking finals here. So there you go. They did it.
Like, that's what I mean. But we're going to look back on this and compare it to the Heat bubble series when everyone thought that they had a real opportunity to go to the NBA Finals in that series, in that season too, and they blew that one. But that was because they weren't quite ready. Tatum and Brown weren't quite there yet. Kemba was the leader at that point, and they just weren't cohesive or whatever it was. Kemba got hurt. There was a bunch of reasons why it didn't happen. But this is not that season. This season, they are there. Tatum is in that superstar level. He was sixth in MVP voting, I saw tonight. Jaylen Brown's been playing like an all-star all playoffs. Marcus Smart has been extremely dependable in the playoffs. And Al Horford is, 10 years younger out there, following up misses with dunks. This guy is unbelievable, Al Horford. Are they really going to waste? They're really going to waste what Al Horford's been giving these guys. I mean, Al Horford's playing like, every game is his last, right? I mean, that's if you can't if you're the Celtics, if you're a teammate of Al Horford's and you can't get up for Al and you can't close this thing out for your guy Al.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we even talking about here, John, as you would say?
Yeah. It was bad.
I mean, everything is in place for these guys.
All of it.
Everything is in place. Chris Middleton's out for the Bucks. Everything's in place for the Celtics to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. You play a Heat team that they've got some injuries going on right now. They've got a laundry list of guys that are questionable and out, and the Heat are a very beatable team too.
And so it's exactly
here we are again.
I'm going to leave this comment up. Tatum and Brown aren't ready yet. I love Hans. He's one of our.
How long are we going to say that? How many years are we going to say that?
He's one of our guys. If you're not ready yet, you might never be ready. So if you feel this, I think that's a problem. About
how do you know when you're ready? You get thrown out there. No one's ever thinks that or knows that they're ready until they go out there and they prove it. This is the time where you prove you're ready. Tatum's had a great postseason for the most part.
And this is fair too. This is the Bucks without their second best player,
right.
Yeah.
That's the gift that I'm talking about.
Right.
Lining up for you. Listen, if the Celtics go in and win the NBA Finals, no one's going to say, "Oh, well, that's because Chris Middleton didn't play in the second round." No one's going to say that. Listen, there's always opponents that you play on your way to the.
It happens. The Celtics have been without a starter exactly. three of the 5 games too. I get it.
The point is, this is your opportunity. This is the chance that you're getting. This is the break. Every team needs a break, and this is their break, but they're not taking advantage of the breaks that they're getting. They're, like I said, they're getting a gift. They're giving it back. Here you go. Take this series. You can have the series lead back. We don't want it. You have it.
Yeah. And look, and here's the thing, and we said this last game, and again, we'll put the slight silver lining on this. Like, look, it's just math. You got to win 4. You just pissed away one of them, and now you have to win the next 2. So, yes, there's no moral victories to be taken ever in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. But as we said, every single game starts anew. What happened in the last one almost doesn't matter at all. And it's just 2 teams going out there. It's a freaking rock fight. It's who's going to survive it late. The Celtics did execute late in the game 4 win in Milwaukee. They did not tonight. It cost them the game entirely, and it was, as you said, sitting there on a silver platter. But Milwaukee's blown 2 double-digit leads in these playoffs as well. So I do want to give the Celtics some credit for not always doing this sort of stuff. This isn't the Miami Heat series. No, I'm saying it's not the Miami Heat series from the bubble, which is every single game you knew that as soon as they got to the fourth quarter, they would wilt. It's just, this is what it is. It's just a
different type of way they're blowing it. They're blowing it differently.
But this was just in the worst way imaginable. It was right there. I mean, it was right there on a platter for the taking, and they absolutely mucked it.
Threw up on their shoes. What they did, they threw up on. I don't know what happened.
And I'm not I am not certain the series is over. I know some people are like, it's over, not coming back. I'm not. I'm
I
not.
said that solo. You probably weren't here for it because you
Yeah.
dipped out a couple of times. But I said that. Listen, I'm not giving up on the series quite yet because I know they can win in Milwaukee. They
But
could have
I
won
don't think it matters where they play, honestly. It really doesn't,
No. I mean, Game 6 is going to be an absolute dogfight. I mean, let's be real. I mean, if they don't show up for Game 6, then I'm out on this crew. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to question, right or wrong, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to question the makeup of this team at the top. And I'm not saying trade everybody. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of people who are going to wonder if this team will ever be, as Hans said, ready. How many years are you gonna go, before you're quote unquote ready? And that you can build a team around. You have to build the team around these two guys. You're not even sure what year they're going to be ready. I mean, I think they're about as ready as they can ever be. They've been in the league long enough. In the second year contracts now, and they're both gonna cash in their third contract, whether they're ready or not. So as far as I'm concerned, they're both ready, and they both should be out there closing down games like this at home with a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, a lead in which you were a huge part of course. But
I was.
Not you, not you, but you being Ethan and Jason, and finish them. Mortal Kombat, finish him. Very simple.
Finish him.
Do the things that you do to win the game. Just do those things. It's just frustrating, man. It's like, and I got to give the Bucks credit. They were hitting, Pat Connaughton's hitting threes. Holiday, freaking Giannis is hitting threes. They always answered. Every time the Celtics would do something, it got the crowd going.
Yeah,
the Bucks would answer
Wesley
with
Matthews,
like a three-pointer and actually cut into the lead. So again, it's not all on the Celtics, but I do need to watch back some of that fourth quarter to figure out, okay, how did the Bucks just score a 3 in transition off of a Celtics make? Like, why did that happen? You know what I mean?
Not to make full bubble comparisons, but the Celtics, that Miami Heat series was that kind of rock fight back and forth, and the Celtics had blown a couple opportunities to take games, and the Heat shot horribly all game long, and you're like, that good shooting game is coming, and when it comes, that's going to be a problem. And Milwaukee tonight shot 45% from three.
Right.
And that
way worse.
That was always possible, that like you've survived without getting the Grayson Allen, Wesley Matthews, Pat Connaughton, super hot game. I know Connaughton had one good game, but like Wesley Matthews has been a zero, and he comes out and he's knocking him down. So that's always in the bag. Milwaukee does have shooters who have not been shooting, so that was something you always had to worry about.
But look at the overall field goal percentage, John. Celtics killed them in that category.
What's up, Bobby? Bobby, you looking at someone behind you?
Bobby is not watching the show.
Bobby is not ready for this right now, so we're taking him off the screen.
You put him on? Yeah, you did. He wasn't ready.
Yep.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? It's the freaking playoffs, and we got audio issues. We got video issues here. I'm the only one who came prepared tonight. Celtics didn't come prepared. John Zannis didn't come prepared. Bobby Manning didn't come prepared. He's probably going to end the stream on us again.
Yeah.
It's the freaking playoffs. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So Bobby, we're gonna need a thumbs up from you when you're ready to go, because I tried to put you on, and right now you seem to be staring at stuff.
His audio is obviously not even on either. You know what? Get this guy out of here. Get Bobby off the show. Bobby's not on the show. He's off. He's off the show. Josue, you're up wherever he is.
We're a mess right now.
We're a mess. And
I mean, Jimmy's taken 30 minutes to figure out that what kind of show he wants to do. This was a hard hat show. Okay, this was a hard hat show.
This show was.
He's had to completely flip it.
Ripping up the game story type show, guy. I mean, this is
another tear up the story. And again, I know we're killing the Celtics for it, but that's why one game ago we're like, what the hell happened? They were losing this game and they looked terrible, and then they were up 10 and they won. And so in this game, what the hell happened? They're up 14 and cruising. It's the same kind of thing. It's the same feeling that probably Milwaukee had last game. This just felt worse because it just felt like so much of it had to do with execution. And it was just brutal. It's not like Milwaukee turned up
Twitter. Anything? Any quotes?
Nothing that I'm like excited about. I just want to end the show, and I know everyone wants to rage a little bit, so we'll let you rage a little bit. I guess
just want to end the show. I'm glad that you said end the show. I didn't know where you were going with that. But
I just want to end it.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore. It's too hot in here.
I don't want to be here.
I just don't want to be here anymore. No, we'll tell you about this. Sorry, wrong sponsor. We'll tell you about calm. I guess it's time. And I'm not going to go through the whole act again about staying calm. I'm actually relatively calm. I'm just mad. Maybe I do need to get calm.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
One of our sponsors here at the Garden Report, calm.com/garden, the #1 sleep and meditation app out there. 40% off premium subscription. You get lots of cool music and, rainforest and, whatever you like. What do you like, Jimmy?
I like I listen to the rain. I do. I'll be honest. I'll toss a sleep story on.
Sleep stories. Very good.
Yeah.
Bobby, give me a thumbs up when you got us, buddy.
I'll toss. I'm not too proud to say that I'll toss a sleep story on, just in case my mind off everything going on in my stupid brain. I've just listened to somebody else tell me a story.
Stupid brain.
I'm not calling it a bedtime story. It's not a bedtime story. It's just
once again, please support our sponsors. Go check this out. It's actually a very good deal. Calm.com/garden. Receive 40% off a Calm premium subscription. Bobby, what happened?
Oof, meltdown. One of their classic collapses from earlier in the year there in the fourth quarter. But I can't get off of the final play because I know you texted, you saw it coming, John, on that play. I did too.
The rebound?
It happened earlier in the game. Brook Lopez got his hand on one, tipped out to Holiday early in the third. That caught the Bucks within 3 at the time.
That resulted in a 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and the same thing happened, and it looked like Ime called the timeout. I wasn't in with Ime the way it was, but it looked like he called the timeout before the free throws to prep the Celtics for that kind of play. Because Bucks do this. This was like one of their quintessential plays of their run last year. Is Giannis misses a free throw, everybody's ready to squeeze their way in there and get a hand on it.
Bobby, are you in a bathroom?
Well, we're in the bowels here, but
okay.
You're in the bowels, all right. Jeez,
yeah,
sounds
we're in the bowels, all right.
Sounds like you're sitting on the toilet as we speak, actually.
But this is what they do, and it felt like Udoka was so mad after that Brook one that the Celtics looked at it because it happened late in Game 4 too. Giannis has missed a lot more free throws in this series, and it looked like the Bucks were starting to get back into that mode of, all right, if one goes off the rim here, we're gonna get it. And I guarantee you, Udoka showed the one from Game 4 after that game, and the Celtics weren't ready for it here in this one. And a lot of other stuff happened, but I'm so stuck on that play because if you rebound that miss, you win this game effectively, unless
it changes everything, and all of that stuff happens. It's stunning to me. It's like, my God, just don't run into each other. Like, I mean, I don't know that, like, this wasn't a case of not boxing out. It was two guys being aggressive, going for the ball. They just smacked into one another. It's just bad execution, but they both went hard for the ball. Just
and
horrible,
are they a little tense
horrible.
after talking about it so much? Maybe.
Marcus Smart on the block by Drew Holiday. He says he didn't see him. The play was
clearly did not see him. He thought he had a clear path on that one, and Holiday came out of nowhere.
He did have a clear path for a second after the inbound, but he goes, the play was actually that JT was supposed to come up and get it, and everybody was sorry. The play was actually that JT was supposed to come up and get it, and everybody was standing around, and we had no timeouts, and the 5-second count was underway, and Drew made a great play. So I don't know if Tatum screwed that up, because I know right when Smart got blocked, and I said this when I was just talking into space, right when Smart got blocked, there was some confusion after that whole thing. He pointed at something, and maybe he was pointing at Jason Tatum saying, why didn't you come get the ball? I don't know what it was, but it definitely didn't look like Smart was supposed to get that inbound.
Well, that looked like he was just being an opportunist. I think he got it and was like, I think I've got a lane here, and just
but he wasn't supposed to get it.
There's no way that was the play. That wasn't drawn.
It was shocking to see it. Yeah, it didn't feel like that was the play at all.
There's no way that was the play. I think he got it, and he's like, I might be alone here, and he just went for went towards the basket, and Holiday kind of came up in his blind spot and just took,
Well, that's why you wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that because Holiday's in the vicinity and he recovered quick.
No, I think he thought like they quick pitched him. They just weren't ready for it. They weren't ready for him to make an offensive move there, and I think he's like, I might have a layup here, and he just, that's what happened.
Yeah, tough finish for him. They had another shot crossing half court, and he got swarmed and lost the ball on the next play. And it was a sloppy night for the Celtics again. The turnovers started cutting.
But Marcus did throw people under the bus in that Jimmy soundbite there. That's
why I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was standing around,
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got to again. I have to go back and watch it, but I'm sure he's right.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's it. I mean, could he have,
frustrating lack of execution as a whole down the stretch. We haven't seen that from this team in a long time. And again, they're lucky to get out of Game 4 with a win. The series could be over tonight, and here it is. I guess this is what everyone's waiting for. This series is over. Giannis stole it from you.
You're calling it over?
Yep. This is my fear coming in, that Giannis is going to be too good, too opportunistic, too experienced in these moments, and too hard playing of a player to go down without a fight. And again, you said in this one, almost a reflection of what the Celtics did in Game 4. Celtics Bucks down 11 with a minute left to go in the third. You point out Jimmy 14 early in the fourth, and they just piled up stops, made plays in transition the other way, got offensive rebounds, which is really the story of this game, that offensive rebounding by the Bucks there.
Box out.
Celtics' lack of
Fundamentals.
defensive rebounding. So that was a problem in Milwaukee too. It didn't hurt them, but now you're seeing that come into play. But some more Bucks are coming to the podium. Josue's coming back
Bobby,
from the Celtics presser.
hold on. Are you leaving?
Yeah, I'll take one more thing.
You're kind of the Celtics out, but wouldn't you also say the Celtics kind of beat themselves tonight? Why are you giving Giannis all this credit? I think the Celtics kind of beat themselves down the stretch here. I'm not going to say Giannis put the team on his back and like willed the Bucks to victory here. I mean, he missed a freaking free throw, and the Celtics didn't box out. I mean, why are we giving Giannis credit for that?
It's a little bit of both for sure. I think the bigger story is probably the Celtics' lack of execution. But Giannis putting his head down, forcing them into those mistakes, drawing those free throws in that spot, going after Grant, finding mismatches, hitting a huge three after he didn't hardly made a three all series before that. Staying persistent, getting to the basket on another play where Portis falls.
I know, but this wasn't Giannis. Look, for everything that happened in the fourth quarter, this was not a Giannis fourth quarter domination game.
Well, Giannis was keeping them there the whole time. Even that third
I
quarter
understand
run,
that, but Giannis didn't put them on their
straight.
back in the fourth quarter. He was pretty ordinary in the fourth quarter. He was fine. He's 3 for 6.
Yeah, but it was all about his gravity, getting downhill, going to the basket again and again. That opened up opportunities for Bucks.
It wasn't. It was turnovers and offensive rebounds, and more than anything else, it was really. What
were those offensive rebounds coming off of? Giannis's initial drives.
Self-inflicted stuff here.
On the miss, buddy. I mean, what? We're gonna give him credit for the misses now too?
Yeah,
Tatum misses. Tatum misses a lot too.
Unbelievable.
Would we be celebrating Tatum's misses if the Celtics had more offensive
rebounds? They were at
rebounds?
the basket and guys were grabbing offensive rebounds after them. Instead, the Celtics were shooting jump shots the whole quarter.
I'm not giving Giannis credit for being defended well, missing a difficult shot, contested shot going to the basket, and nobody boxing out. I'm not doing that. It's different if you got 3 guys swarming him and that's going to leave bodies there. They're playing him straight up, which means it's one-on-one for the rebounding, which means the Celtics are failing to grab rebounds because they're not placing enough emphasis on it. They're just allowing guys to beat them to the ball.
I'm not giving. Their rebounder has a sore knee, and
again, I love Giannis, and he's a monster. And Horford had a really tough time with him today. Giannis put his head down, got to the basket, and Al couldn't keep him away. And when Grant got in, every time there was contact, the whistle blew. It was a tough game defending Giannis all game, but he didn't take the game away from the Celtics in the fourth quarter.
No, but he kept them within range. 7 straight.
7 turnovers for your boy Giannis tonight too. By the way, he was not.
Again, it's persistence, though, Jimmy. He didn't have a great game. They didn't have a great game. They should have lost this game. But he kept his head down. He kept attacking. They didn't fade even after the huge run in the first half that the Celtics had to make the 13-point game, as well as the third quarter run that Brown went on there. Those are both opportunities for the Milwaukee to bow out and say, all right, we're going home. We'll get them in 6. And he just kept his head down, drew free throws, got baskets inside. I'm not giving him extra credit for missing shots, but again, it's the aggressiveness in there. When you miss inside, guys are collapsing, guys aren't boxing out, and a guy like Portis gets putbacks off those opportunities, and Lopez and everybody else who's free around those, Wes Matthews. This is kind of the game plan of the Bucks. Their half-court offense is terrible. I mean, they're not producing quality looks. Everything's on Giannis. And so they get aggressive, they get scrappy. Just talked to Bud post-game and said offensive rebounding was their big thing coming into this because they can't score in the half court. So everybody's chasing the offensive boards. Giannis is putting up a lot of shots. So even if he doesn't make them, there are opportunities for guys to get follows. We see it on the free throws too. That was like a key to their run last year because they weren't great in the half court last year either. So I think this kind of went as the Bucks envisioned it going. And I'm sure Udoka saw it too out of Game 4.
You needed Rob tonight. I don't know
What are you
Rob
gonna do on
contributed,
Rob,
but
Doc?
you needed Rob.
I don't know. I mean, look, if he's not
We need
ready, he's
Rob.
not ready. But I
Simple
mean,
as that.
again, this is again where, as we said, whoop-de-doo, Tice had a good stint. That's great. That's as much as they were willing to play him. Again, that's why I compare Tice to Cantor at this point. Not that they have the same game, but you're surviving his minutes. And when you have a good stint like you got tonight, you're thrilled with it. But then you're terrified to put him into the game again. And they were terrified to put him into the second half because you're afraid of him regressing to the mean. One of the reasons you're getting killed on the offensive glass, you don't have Rob back there. And Rob hasn't been super effective. And right now it's, the lineups are a little weird when it's him and L out there together, but which is different than it was.
For the sake
But
of
the boards without Rob was a disaster.
You're just too
Disaster.
Which means everyone else has to friggin' crash, which is why I get really annoyed when we talk about these empty calories, stats sometimes where Tatum gets like 11 rebounds and we're like, ooh, 11 rebounds. Great, that's fine. But why don't you do it when your team desperately needs rebounding, okay? And that's what you really need is crash the friggin' boards, guys. And I watched back that last play with Marcus on the thing. I don't know what Tatum was supposed to do, but what I will tell you is he was buried in the opposite corner with whatever defender was on him and he didn't move. Okay. So, I mean, I'm guessing he's waiting for a screen to come over at some point. I don't know what Marcus is. He's clearly waiting for a screener to get the ball at that point because there's no way. Otherwise, he took himself out of the play. He didn't move an inch. He sat there with Matthews in his jersey and he didn't move off that corner. So I don't know what type of action Marcus was expecting, but it was brutal. Yeah, it was brutal.
Bobby, were you trying to go? Because we kept you.
No, it was just a thunderstorm of robots.
Yeah, you might have if you come back, pick a better spot, but we might wrap the show before.
Well, Josue is coming anyway. I'm very interested to hear what Ime said about the preparation for those kind of plays, the discussion of rebounding throughout. I don't know what kind of adjustments they made there because it became a real issue last game. They didn't get hurt by it. This game, they got nailed by it again and again. And so he came out a little cheery. The little bit that I did catch of, they're going to bounce back. It's going to feel even better in Game 6. We're going to persist through this, but I just don't know how you beat Giannis twice in a row.
I just don't think it matters. I don't think home court matters. I don't think I don't think what game.
Well, it'd be this series for them to go.
And I don't think the previous game matters. If the Celtics won tonight, I would think honestly it's still a coin flip. Winning the series. I know the Bucks would have to win 2 straight. It's just every game is kind of a different game. And they're ugly.
I still got it going down to Game 7 in the last minute. So maybe you make a play at the end of Game 7.
They're ugly, and both the games are ugly, and both teams are making it very hard for the other team.
It's so dead even too,
and they're killing each other. It's very even, and both teams are having a difficult time separating. So, it's hard to figure out where it's going to go. But I don't think just because you lost tonight, it rules you out.
So, are you still picking the Celtics?
I honestly have no clue.
Come on,
anymore.
Give us a take, John.
Well, you think I'm short on takes?
Well, I'm always surprised.
Is that the beef?
I think the point is, Bobby, I don't think anybody knows. I mean, you can sit here and say, oh, there's no way this happens, there's no way that happens, or the series is over, or it's not.
Well, this is why we do a show. We don't.
The only thing we do know is kind of what John just said, is that every game is its own entity.
Yeah,
like
I agree with that. I think they can put this behind them quickly.
They've all been different, and I mean, I said it already in the show. I would not be surprised at all if the Celtics go and win in Milwaukee. We know that they can win there. They've been in just about every game except Game 1. I mean, even though they were in it, they played pretty poorly. And tonight, this was one that got away. So, I mean, if they put it this way, if they don't come out with an attitude and they don't come out with the mentality that they want to make up for what they just gave away, then they don't deserve to move on to the next round. If they go down in 6, they don't deserve to go in the next round, because this is in my opinion, this is a series that they should win this series. So I still think that they have a chance to win, and I still think they should win. But if they don't, is anyone going to be surprised at this point, the way the series has gone so far? It's been back and forth. Now, if it comes to Game 7 and all of a sudden Chris Middleton is back, well, shame on the Celtics for letting it get to a Game 7, because they had their chances to put him away sooner than that, and they didn't. So,
yep.
I am going to bounce now, grab Bobby Portis. So Josue will be
got to get Bobby Portis.
Yeah, make sure the
you don't run into other Bobbies too often.
I want as many Bobby Portis quotes on the CLNS site as we can get.
Who's
tomorrow.
a better quote than Bobby Portis? That's what I want to know. Give the fans what they want. More Portis. Got to get more Portis, baby.
Got to go talk to Bobby Portis.
Got to get more Portis. Bobby freaking Portis, a guy that really broke your back tonight. I mean, at the end there, Bobby. Everyone watching said, "Bobby Portis, are you kidding me? They let that guy."
Oh my God.
That's 99% of Celtics fans screaming at the TV tonight, including myself. No Sherrod tonight?
Sherrod, I think, is doing stuff for Bleacher tonight, so I don't think he's going to join us. We'll get Josue's perspective, and we're probably going to wrap it.
Yeah, we got a Friday. We got to tell you what, man. These weekend games can really make or break your weekend for you. We got a big Friday night game coming up, a big one. It's gonna set my whole weekend. So Celtics better come collected. That's all I have to say. I do want Josue's opinion. I wonder if he's going to be. I knew Bobby was going to be harsh. I didn't know that he has already given up, and I think he's being a little over the top with the Giannis credit tonight, John. I know you agree with me there. Giannis, I mean, listen, he did his thing. He dropped 40 points, but this wasn't a Giannis takeover game. And oh my God, this guy should have been the MVP type of a game. This was, I thought, the Bucks as a whole. I mean, like we already talked about Connaughton. Holiday had a great fourth quarter too. I mean, he had 8 points just like Giannis did in that fourth quarter. I think Portis had 6. So this was a kind of a team win, I would say, for the Bucks, the way that they came back. And emblematic of how the Celtics have done things, to be completely honest. I thought the roles reversed tonight. I think I tweeted that like earlier in the game because the Celtics just couldn't seem to pull away. The Bucks kept coming back. When they went up 14, I thought they had done it. I said, okay, here we go. Let's start to feel good. Let's start cracking some jokes on Twitter. Let's get comfortable. Let's get the hard hats on and let's get out there. All of a sudden it's 12, then it's 10, then it's 7, then it's 5. And man, it just happened quickly. And I don't know how much of the blame should go to Ime. I mean, we criticized Brad for, not stopping the bleeding early enough and watching leads sort of dwindle and not adjusting and not getting his guys to snap out of it. This almost kind of felt like that towards the end, no execution at the end there, guys blaming each other and pointing at each other and wondering why they, Marcus Smart talking about nobody came to the ball on the inbounds. Like that's literally what how are you not executing that play? You just talked about it 10 seconds prior.
Yes, I know. All right. Before we bring Josue on, I'll let everybody at home once again know about our sponsor, Calm, #1 sleep and meditation. Yeah, just one last time. Let everybody know. #1 sleep and meditation app out there. You know it. You love it.
Calm.com/garden, 40% off.
Yep.
You've got your music, you've got your soundscapes, you've got your sleep stories. I'm a big fan of. You can do meditation, and listen, we're all going to need it tonight. I mean, nobody wants. They always say, don't go to bed angry. If you got a significant other, don't go to bed angry. Well, if you don't want to go to bed angry at your team either, you want to calm down a little bit.
So let me give it to you folks. If you try, we understand that trying something new can be intimidating. Meditation might be something you've heard about, yet to try for yourself. Well, Calm helps you feel more at ease from the moment you start. Find somewhere that's comfortable, familiar to you, like your couch or your bed, and tune into Calm. As Jimmy said about all of this stuff, you hear about all of the different things that you can do here.
I already read this. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Let's get Josue on. 40% off, guys. Check it out. And honestly,
sleep stories. Sleep stories for children and adults. There's new daily movement sessions designed to relax your body. They just keep adding stuff we're talking guided meditation, things that will help you improve focus, relax your mind, get your body right, curated music tracks. Once again, calm.com/garden, 40% off, unlimited access of the entire library. Let's bring in Josue, who is much calmer now.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna let Jimmy do the phone thing when he shows.
Where are you?
Well,
I took Sherrod's spot because it's everyone here at TD Garden is so
mad.
An
interrogation room.
Half the floor is already gone. All right, the court might be gone for good. Who knows? But we'll see. That's how mad these guys are. They're like, let's just get this thing over with and go home. Man.
Oh man, I don't know if the city can handle a Bruins elimination game tomorrow after what we just witnessed tonight. But I guess.
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. That's right. They're up against it too. Yeah.
Back-to-back elimination games.
Oof.
Yeah. Or you could get 2 L's, right? No, or 3 technically, right? If they come back in Game 7 and then. You get 3
Yeah.
L's at TD Garden,
We don't
and
wanna
both
talk-
seasons
we don't
are
talk.
over. But anyways, yeah, not to get all gloomy on you guys.
Nobody
But
wants
no,
that. Anyway,
I heard the tail. Yeah,
you
no, I
go.
was gonna say. Yeah,
So
before
are
I
you gonna
forget,
talk us off the ledge, or what are you gonna do here?
I don't. I'm probably gonna pour it on. But listen,
Okay.
I thought Jimmy nailed it at the end of what I heard. What you were saying at the end before the calm read. It's like, where's the focus, right? I mean, where's the focus that we've seen from the Celtics, especially in Game 4? You're
A
down
game
by
ago,
one,
right?
coming out of a timeout, and you don't know the play. I'm really happy that Marcus let everyone know about that because he didn't have to, and I'm glad he did because it
He
shows
did have
just
to.
how unfocused this team. Yeah, right. I mean, that's what he does, right? And it
So
worked the
what was
first
he
time when called these
intimating?
guys
Who
out.
screwed it up? Everybody?
He straight up said Jalen. He was like, Jalen was supposed to come get the ball. No one else did. We have 0 timeouts. The clock's ticking. To avoid a 5-second violation, he approached the ball, had no idea Drew Holiday was behind him, said Drew made a good play, no contact, nothing. And that was it. Game over. It's just inexcusable. In my opinion, it is inexcusable. So yeah, I'm trying to. I'm not going to try to talk you guys off the ledge, man, because right now I'm really just piecing everything together, and I'm like, how could this have happened? Like that's quite a blunder to make in that spot. Game 5, you're on the verge of going down 3-2, and you're Jaylen Brown. I mean, listen, this is a marquee player here. You're one of the best players on this team. You have to at least show that initiative that you know what's going on, and for Marcus to say that. I can imagine it's frustration. It's just frustration all around. I mean, it's not the reason why they lost the game, but it just really it's eye opening to hear something like that after this kind of loss. It's not good.
Sure.
So
I mean,
yeah,
I
I don't
agree.
know.
Ime's like, look, we played 3.5 quarters of excellent basketball, and at the end of the day, people can say what they want about the kind of rebounders that the Milwaukee Bucks have, but he said, listen, there's the 50-50 balls. There were plenty of those 50-50 plays that the Celtics could have grabbed if they truly wanted it. But the Bucks, man, they just snatched it from them. They did it in a hurry. Man. That's what happens when you let a team come up, collect stops towards the end of the game, back-to-back threes from Giannis and Portis, and all of a sudden it was a tie game. And I just felt like the Celtics were just lack of a better word, they were shook.
Yeah, I've watched.
They were just scared.
I've watched that final play a ton. I couldn't quite tell because Jalen just didn't do anything. I don't know if a screen was supposed to go or he was supposed to flash to the ball. Tatum looked
Maybe
like
he missed that part.
Tatum looked like he was possibly waiting for a screen or over in the corner. He just stayed. He was a zillion feet away from the action, pinned at the 3-point line with Wesley Matthews in his shirt, and he didn't move once. Jalen just kind of sat there like this and didn't flash towards the ball. Maybe he was supposed to get it high.
Part.
And
Maybe
then Marcus
was a timeout. I don't know what.
Marcus was but Jalen didn't do anything. I don't know if he was waiting for someone to set a screen for him or something. It just looked. He just didn't do anything. It was weird. I've watched
Marcus
it.
He was supposed to collect that inbound pass.
I've watched it a zillion times, and I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if he was expecting someone to come for him or what.
Yeah, I mean that would be my guess if he was just standing there, but
he just stood there. He was at the free throw line, and he had Holiday on him, and I think he thought Marcus was going to spring him with a screen or something. He didn't, and it didn't happen. So I'm curious, somewhat Jalen's version of events because
me too.
Then Marcus
Jason's on the podium right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, then Marcus just took off to the corner there, got the ball, and then just turned and went. So I don't know.
Sorry. I just read a comment. Someone goes, "Yes, it's JB's fault." Look, we're not making this stuff up, man. I'm not
I didn't say it. Marcus said it. I'm actually curious. Jalen looked like he was waiting
from the starting point guard himself. All right, so
the starting point guard that had one assist tonight.
Yeah. I just feel like the Celtics just. I mean, it almost looked like what the Celtics did with the Bucks, right? The Bucks let the Celtics hang around in Game 3, and then they stole it at the end. Sort of the same thing that happened here, but I just felt like we didn't see that aggressiveness in the last 4 or 5 minutes on the defensive end, and rebounding has a lot to do with that. I feel like after the Al Horford putback, they kind of felt they kind of settled down a little bit, and then you look at the box score. I couldn't believe my eyes. They didn't attempt a single 3-pointer in that fourth quarter. Look, I know we wanted them to dial it down a bit from 3, but this isn't what I expected, right? I mean, I just think they put themselves in a tough spot. They made it interesting in that fourth quarter, pretty much all the way through until, again, when Al got that dunk, that putback dunk, they built a 2-possession game. But in basketball, all you need is a stop and 2 3-pointers, and you're right back in. And that's exactly what the Bucks did.
Celtics didn't take a 3 in the fourth. Is that what you just said?
They didn't take a single 3-pointer in the fourth quarter.
That can't be true.
I'm glad they didn't because they shot well from 2. You know, the three was killing them all game.
Yeah,
It
but
just-
make the defense guess a little bit there, John. You know what I mean? Like,
they just
especially when
it wasn't
this team
the
can
shot.
rebound.
It was just how slow they played, man. I would rather them get shots closer to the rim. I mean, what happened was Milwaukee. Actually, I thought this was a good thing, at least in the beginning of the
Would
quarter.
you rather score 2 points than 3 points?
Milwaukee went small.
Boomer take. No.
I'd rather shoot 50. I'd rather shoot 60% from two than 30.
played the game.
Okay, let's do the math. I'd rather do 60% from two than 30%
If
from
Larry
three.
Bird didn't need it, then now I sound like Nick.
The math doesn't work
John
that
would
way,
rather
guys.
shoot the extra point than go for the 2-point conversion. That's fine.
Your math doesn't work. Okay, they shot 60% from two, and again, what happened was the Bucks went small, and that friggin' and you know, on their screens and the drop coverage is there was nobody there to contest. They had those elbow jumpers all game if they wanted them. Like Jalen hit a couple of of long twos, as the kids like to call them. Tatum hit a couple. Those are good shots for those guys when they can rise up and have a clean look at the basket. I'd rather them doing that than falling off balance towards the hoop, out of control, you know, through the trees, or just jacking threes all game long. Those were quality shots. They just went too friggin' slow. They just walked the ball up the floor, and that killed them.
They look like the Bucks, man.
They looked like they were protecting a 25-point lead and running the clock.
Exactly. I'm like, listen, this is a single-digit lead, if that. You know, it felt like every time it went to a 8 or 9-point game, it would go right back down to 6 or 7. I'm like, that's dangerous. That's dangerous against this team. You know,
I know Bobby left to go to the Bobby Portis press conference. He's doubling down on it. He just tweeted Portis on feeling of final shot.
Wow, he skipped out on Tatum. Wow,
he goes Portis on feeling of final shot. I just want to win. So that's the content that we're getting from Bobby Portis right now.
Let me find out. Bobby's trying to get a Bucks gig.
Why Bobby left?
He's trying to get a Bucks gig.
Bobby's like, I got to get in there and get right.
You know how Bobby swings one way or the other. So after this L, he's like, this thing is over. I need to.
He said that. Yeah, he's gonna be
small.
He said that. He said the series is over.
Oh, definitively. Small sample sizes. Bobby friggin' Manning.
Oh,
he's ready for the clubs.
That's the new nickname.
Milwaukee. He's ready for the clubs in Milwaukee on Friday night, Josue. He's gonna have his Michael Red jersey. He's gonna have like a throwback jersey
with the old school Buck logo and the guy on the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, he might have a Ray Allen jersey lying around or something.
The Bucks obviously could very well win this, but I don't think this thing is over. I really don't. It's gonna go 7, and Game 7 is Game 7. You know, so
if you've watched this series, so if you've actually watched this series from Game 1 to Game 5. I don't know how you could sit here and see the series is over. Every game has been competitive. Every outcome has been it's been back and forth each way. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say the Celtics have the Bucks right where they want them. Of course not. They blew this one tonight. They had opportunity after they had a chance to put them away in Milwaukee and they blew it.
I guarantee.
I won't say that either.
You guys are right. I look like I'm in an interrogation room.
If Bobby wants the fanboy stuff, I guarantee Nick has a Paul McKeskey jersey somewhere back there. That he can, yeah, exactly.
Paul McCartney? What?
Go Google Paul McKeskey and say, how in the F did this person play basketball professionally in the 80s? Just look at his profile. You're like, I swear that. Wow. I swear this guy fixed a friggin' leaky faucet of mine the other day. Like, there's no way that this guy
7 feet. He's a 7-footer.
He's got like a company now. Like, that was in my past,
Dude, there's like
that was a long time ago.
Paul McKeskey. Wow, yeah, he's a plumber. He's a 7-foot plumber that's playing basketball.
It's like when you find out the dude who's fixing the bathroom used to win championships with Larry Bird.
You gotta be kidding me.
He had a long career.
Yo, can we get McKeskey on the next show?
Dude could ball. Yeah.
Oh, he played for the Bucks. Dude could ball.
I could actually
play for the Bucks.
Yeah, who's saying if Bobby wants to go over to the dark side and be a Bucks fan, like I said, he can borrow Nick's McKeskey jersey.
Oh my God!
I mean, he was fitting in with those Bucks fans when we were doing that video. So
guy had a long career. He had a long and illustrious career, playing about 10 minutes a game his entire life. And that's just who he was. But anyway,
Bobby's gonna go to Milwaukee. We're not gonna see him again. He's not gonna come back.
Yeah.
No, he'll be back for Game 7.
That
Never mind. I
one
take that
graded.
back. There will be a Game 7. Mark my words.
Everyone is freaking out right now about this game. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Listen, even if the Celtics won, I would be like, there's a good chance it's going to be Game 7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I don't know what people want. There's no way to sugarcoat this game. This is like sugarcoating shit. It's a piece of shit.
Hey.
Well,
It's
now we're not
after
swearing
hours.
anymore.
It's after
Yeah, we're
hours.
not swearing anymore.
You know,
John's
like
like, piece of POS is where I draw the line, guys. Relax.
Come on, you can't say that on my show.
it's poop. I don't want Tom to take back their spot.
John's like, you can swear, but we swear with class here. Okay?
This is a
Nobody
family
class.
show. My children watch this show.
I didn't drop
Oh,
the F
that's
word.
why. Oh,
No, I'm
I
just
didn't
kidding.
drop the F. It is what it is, boys. I mean, it's that type of game. It's the type of game where you're swearing at your TV or you're swearing at your
Kids.
monitor. You know,
Monitor. Yeah, it's one of those games. Happened in a hurry too.
People are freaking out. We've gone an hour. I don't think we can do much more because we're mad, but we will dissect this.
oh my God, Bobby Manning.
I want to watch the first half hour. Again.
Bobby Manning must have a one-on-one with Bobby Portis right now. Here we go. Here's another one. Bobby Portis
man.
tells me he's watched where those Giannis free throw misses go on film, as well as Holiday and Middleton's misses. He noticed Giannis's misses usually go front rim, so he plants himself underneath the rim. Adds he was lucky enough to be in the right spot this time.
Josue, I'm going to wrap the show, and then I want you to
free throw tactics and execution. Come on.
Josue, I want you to I want you to find Bobby, tell him he's fired, and then go ask Jalen a bunch of questions.
Yeah, please.
I'll ask him about that last play. You got it. I'm on it.
Bobby will find out that he's been fired when he watches back the show tonight.
I'm gonna see Bobby. I'm gonna make a tense eye contact and just go, "You finished."
Yeah.
Just, no, like Angels in the outfield.
I just walked by
turns off
Portis,
his
too.
mic and he's like, "Hey, easy ranch, less is more." Turns off his mic. That's what you got to do to Bobby. Just turn off his recorder in the middle of the interview. That's a little Angels in the Outfield reference.
Sorry,
John doesn't even know that one. He's a movie guy. He doesn't remember Angels in the Outfield.
I know Angels in the Outfield. I've
You
seen
You don't
all
remember
of these
Ranch Wilder?
bad ones. Not like you. So that's the thing is there's that generation of like Angels in the Outfield and when like Mighty Ducks D2 where like you guys kind of stepped in and they became your movies. They're pretty weak movies, you know, but I get it.
Movie, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
Whoa, Mighty
Really
Ducks
movie.
is come on.
I know. I
That's a
get
great-
it. I get it. I get
great
it.
series.
Oh my God! What a
There's
hard
big,
O
like-
take.
Yeah.
What a hard O take that is. Oh,
They're
Mighty
okay.
Ducks.
They're
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to revisit this conversation.
Child-
You shouldn't like Mighty Ducks. You were like 40 when it came out. You shouldn't have been at that movie.
Child's Play. I'm like 10 years older than you.
Wait a
anyway.
minute. Hold on. What were the classic 80 ones though? I feel like no, let's not even go down this road.
We can't
All
do
right.
this.
Yeah.
They lost. We can't do this.
Celtics. There's one movie only you need to see, and it's called Celtics Pride.
That's a
Oh, that's a
gem.
great movie. That's a great movie.
Anybody who hates that movie sucks. Anybody who hates Celtics Pride sucks. I'll say that right now. That movie is so good.
There's only one.
That's a great
That movie
movie.
is so good.
And in Blue Chips, Bob
Aykroyd.
in Blue Chips, Bob Cousy makes like 10
Same
straight
way
free
he's
throws, and
fun.
that's Nick's favorite movie because of that Bob Cousy moment.
Just because of that
Mark-
moment.
Yeah. You know,
No, man,
because
when they
We might
Cousy.
need
when they
If this
kidnap
goes-
Damon Wayans, that's a whole nother vibe.
If
That's
this
a great
goes
movie.
to Game 7, we may need a Celtics Pride.
We're getting
We need a
in.
couple of Celtics fans to just I don't know, take Giannis for a walk and just maybe he ends up missing for a day. And I don't want anything to happen to the guy, but it would be a shame if a couple of Celtics fans maybe kidnap him for.
we should have all the Celtics fans, if they haven't already, or even if they have to watch Celtic Pride. That's your homework
You got
between now and Game 6.
Yeah, and there's a Larry Bird appearance in that one too when he's
I think that
he's
was the last time Larry Bird was ever seen on TV.
Yeah.
That was a
Anyway.
great movie.
Man, what a hell.
I didn't love. I'll be honest though. I didn't love the way Celtics Pride ended. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But maybe I already said too much.
The best thing about Celtics Pride is that the rival is the Utah Jazz,
Yeah, I know. What is that? all about?
Right.
which is
Scott.
hilarious.
Scott was a great villain though. He was a great athlete. Honestly, Scott kind of nailed the role as the basketball sort of superstar.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Yeah.
Someone writes, I'm an extra in that movie.
Yeah.
Maybe
every
you-
Bostonian, right?
Yeah. And who was it? Did you go to pick up? Was it Matt Nover Was the guy when Larry was in French Lick. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're going to wrap it up. We're done.
Is Bobby not coming back? He's just donezo?
No, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's not on the show anymore. So
That's
I'm not
true.
going to
The
wait
Bucks.
for him.
Well, speaking of Celtic pride, it would be nice if this Celtics team shows a little pride on Friday night, because what I saw tonight, shame on them for letting the fans go home the way they did, because it could have been an epic win. It should have been. And again, they threw up on their boots, not their steel toe boots, because if those were on and if the lunch pails were out and if the hard hats are on, they finish the shift and they go home after a hard day's work. But
They left the site early, huh?
Let it be known you can't clock out early and expect that to not come back to bite you. You got to put the full day's work in.
Full hard hat day's work in.
You'll get your paid doc.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap. We're gonna take advantage of the 7:00 start and this crappy loss and bad mood by everybody to just
I'm gonna eat some ice cream.
Put a bow on it. Maybe have some ice cream and everybody will just relax and have some calm. Go get some calm. calm.com/garden. Check it out. 40% off. #1 sleep and meditation app. Celtics lose. Absolutely.
Check out our Discord if you guys want to still chat about the game.
Yeah. I guess we could always jump in there.
Yeah, I'll hop on there tonight.
I was telling wasn't telling you guys to do that. I was just saying in general, people in the chat, if they still want to vent, the Discord is the place to do it. There's a lot of people in the chat that are on the Discord.
Check it out, clnsmedia.com/Discord if you want to check it out. It's a lot of you guys are already on it, but if you're not, great place to continue the chat. Those of you that still have a lot to say, jump on in there. Yeah, jump on in there and let it out. Jimmy and I might pop in there as well and chat with you guys there if you want. But that's a rolling, just if you guys are familiar with Discord, there's people in there all day long. All hours, but especially during games, before or after. So jump on in there. It's a good opportunity here to kind of continue the chat if you guys want to do that. The chat of doom, as Jason here puts it.
Keep it clean, guys.
Keep it clean. We're all friends. It's actually everybody's pretty respectful of one another there, which is great. So jump on in there if you want to check it out. We're gonna wrap it up. Celtics go down. Game 6 in Milwaukee. What day is it? Wednesday. So
yeah, right. Seriously.
Game 6 is on Friday.
Like,
game 7 on Sunday. There will be a game 7. We'll see you for both of those. Keep it here, CLNS Media after
Tell
the game.
him, John. That's
Bobby,
right. Tell him.
Bobby.